the churches hasn't made the environment so safe for us to come and open up to this older generation. For me to come sit with you and be like, hey, Dad, like, I'm struggling with alcohol addiction. My dad will look at you and be like, where did you get it from? Because that doesn't run in our family.
God, that's crazy, man.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that makes me feel like, oh my God, there's some people, I can't talk to my people about my struggles because they're going to look so confused with where I got it from.
Yeah.
And then also, at some point, I felt like some of my friends, because most of my friends, like closest friends, they're from church. So it's kind of like me coming to you and be like, hey, bro, Tony, like, let me talk to you, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'm struggling with alcohol addiction. And you look at me like, bro, just quit that joint.
Yo, Prince Kev.
What's happening?
In the building.
Hey, man.
Man, all the way from where?
All the way from Seattle, Washington, here representing.
You came all the way here to Sacramento from Seattle, bro?
Yes, sir, man.
Why?
I'm here to support the vision.
Appreciate you,
Feel
man.
me? You've been talking about the podcast for the longest time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you been watching actually?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
The vision is pretty dope, you know. At some
Yeah.
point, this is the type of thing that you just watch with your pen and paper, just taking notes and talking about self-talk. I think that was one that was deep to me. Feel me? And man, it was deep.
What do you think about the vision series, though? Like, I think that was key for me too, because everything starts with the vision. This podcast started with the vision. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, you might not have like all this equipment costs money.
Costs money, yeah. That's
I
true.
didn't like have that money just budgeted for this stuff, right?
Facts.
But like, I still wanted to do it, and even having you come out here to support my vision, like, I didn't pay you to come and do that. You know what I'm saying? But the vision made all that possible.
And I feel like also the vision part. I love the way you started it with the vision. Because this used to be a vision before it became a reality. You feel me? And there's a lot of young people who wants to do great things, but they don't have a vision. You feel me? It's not like you don't have a plan. You don't have a map.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get to a destination when you don't have the
map?
The map to get where you want to go.
I can feel, bro, like you're already loaded. Like I feel like you got some fire for us, man. Yeah. The way you're starting. Let me just introduce the podcast for those people who don't know real quick, and then I'm gonna get back to you, and then you can tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome to the Everything Young and More podcast. Glad that you are watching with us. This is episode number 3, so I hope you guys are loving it. We're gonna go up to like at least 12 or something like that. Yeah, just talking about some things that we that affect us as young people. And today's focus is addiction. Like, we are, we different sorts of addictions, and he's going to be telling us a little bit about what he was addicted to, or he's addicted to, or how he went about that, or if he's still going through that. But the whole idea of the podcast is to bridge the gap between the older generation, the young, and then the one that's coming up. So whatever we can be able to help people that are coming up, that are in the stage that we are in, we're going to do it, because we are investing in our generation. So, Prince Kev, I'm going to get back to you.
Yes, sir.
And then just tell us about yourself, what you do. And I know we mentioned where you come from, but if you want to talk more about where you came from before that, feel free, man.
I'm official Prince Kev. You can call me Prince Kev or Prince of Good Vibes. All the way from Seattle. I'm a content creator. Mostly I just call myself an entertainer because, there's a lot of things that I do in the entertainment industry. I'm originally from Kenya, born and raised Kenya, representing the motherland. And yeah, I think that's like the basics about me. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me here, man.
Yeah.
Super hyped up.
We're going to get into it. What does addiction mean to you? Like, when I say addiction, like, what comes to mind?
Personally, for me, my own definition, I know Google got their own definition of what addiction is, but addiction for me, I feel like is a habit that you create that you don't have control over.
Right.
You feel me? It's things that you study. Maybe you studied it as fun. It's just fun for you to do it, but you did it again and again that it became a habit that now you don't have control over. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's controlling you. Yeah, I think that's be like my basic definition of what addiction is. Yeah,
I like that you defined it, because then when I ask you what it is that you're addicted to, you can just use that definition to locate that part of your life.
Facts.
To be able to share that. You mind telling us your addiction story and how it came to be? Like, what led to you being addicted to whatever it is that you were addicted to?
First of all, like me growing up, I'm not gonna blame like my family to be like I was raised in an alcoholic family where it's like I saw my dad doing it and like I saw my uncles and my mom doing it. It's just something that it was caused, I think, with the environment that I was in. Like back in 2019, I joined the army, right? And it's not something that was planned that I wanted to join the army, that it was a plan that I'm going to join the army. But I joined the army. Before I joined the army in Seattle, I was raised in since I was little, I was raised in a Christian family, right? It's about church and all this type of stuff. And I was in that environment where I was like cautious and like, I cannot do this. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. So it's kind of like I had boundaries on things that I can do and things that I cannot do. And when I left Seattle and went to the army, and the army took me to Alaska, but there's nobody who knows me in Alaska, bro. Yeah. I'm by myself. I don't have to be cautious about who's going to see me do this, who's going to see me do that, who's going to see me do that. So when I get to Alaska, I wasn't drinking at all. Okay. Feel me? And I used to have friends who will drink and party, because in the army, all we do, bro, is party. There's like nothing else we can do. Yeah. So I got myself with my boys. At first, I started by telling them that, hey, man, I'm just going to be your DD, bro. I'm just here to drive you around when you're drunk. Like, I'm not going to drink or not going to do something. So I'll be that type of guy at a party to just sit with a Coke, drink Coke, chill, wait for my boys, take them home.
So when you say DD, you're talking about their
designated driver. Okay, so sorry, I'm the guy.
Some of us don't know. Thank you, man.
But yeah, so I did that for a while, and it got to a point where I became the boring friend. You feel me? It's like, but we're going out, but this man is not gonna be doing nothing. All he does is just sit and watch. You feel me? So I remember going to a party with my boys, and my boys were like, man, Kev, man, don't be boring, bro. Like, bro, we just been going out for like months now. Yeah. And, bro, there's nothing you do, man. Like, we out here to have fun. Yeah. You can't just be the boring person just sitting there and just chilling and none. So, I was introduced to one shot. Bro, alcohol was nasty, bro. That thing was nasty at first. Taking the first shot, I was like, bro, I'm not doing that again. And that's when I got hooked, because now they had a reason to make me drink again. Because when I tell them, no, I don't drink, they be like, bro, I just saw you take a shot, bro. Yeah. So why are you going to tell me that you don't drink? Right. And that's how it started, bro. Like, it was one shot. Then the next party I went was 2 shots. Then 3 shots. Then 4 shots. Then get to a point we're killing a bottle. You feel me?
Were you one of the ones, or did it get to a point where you were suggesting, let's buy this one?
This is your idea, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. My favorite type of alcohol was Jack Daniels. Like, bro, I would kill a bottle of Jack Daniels by myself. Wow. And I would take it with a chaser. Yeah. But I got to a place where.
What's a chaser?
It's kind of like when you're taking a shot, because alcohol it's not sweet. Yeah. You feel me? Now you need like a Coke to neutralize the bitterness you're taking this joint. Yeah. So it got to a point where, like, bro, I didn't need no chaser. And it got to a point where, like, taking 3-4 shots, like, it's not affecting me in no way.
Wow. So you need like 5.
Kill like no, not 5. I kill like a bottle, and then, like, you know, have you ever been to this? I don't know. You don't party, so no. you can't relate. It's like bring your own bottle. Like we go with 2-3 bottles. That thing is expensive. Being in that lifestyle, it's expensive. But you get so hooked that even the expense of having this type of lifestyle to you it don't bother you at all. You feel me? So it's kind of like, this is an okay thing to do. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So that's how I got hooked. And it was just like a joke, like something that was just happening, and boom.
Do you feel like your friends had something to do with it, like influence? Because like you said, you were just their DD.
DD, yeah.
Yeah. So you were, just dropping them off, picking them up and whatnot. And then obviously by time, it seems like they kind of got you hooked into. Do you feel like that happened to you? And then on that same topic, do you feel like your friends, not just that those specific friends, like in general, do you feel like your friends have a lot of influence on you as you do things because you're doing things to please them, or you don't want to be that guy who's like, I feel like everyone is doing this and I'm not doing that, like I got to be part of that. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like the environment that I was in, I feel like my friends had the biggest influence on me, because at some point I didn't want to be like the one who, I'm not the person who's want to have fun. Yeah. You feel me? And I got to a point where I was feeling bad to be like, damn, like these people are doing all this, having fun, and I'm just out there. So I wanted to fit in. You feel me? I just didn't want to be the only one, the old one out. So I wanted to fit in. So for me, most like starting doing it, I was doing it more of like for my friends than for myself. But I did not know the harm, like
it was causing you.
That was causing me at the moment. So I was doing it for them, and I feel like the environment and the people that you allow around you, they can either make you or break you. Yeah. You feel me? Like me being, before I joined the army, I was in an environment where it was like Bible studies on Friday, prayers on Thursday, and like Saturday we are at church setting up, and like, Sunday we at church, you know,
Yeah.
and young people were doing these conferences, youth retreat. So I'm in this environment of everybody just want to be better, write your vision. It's kind of like all this positive things is getting deposited in me, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this because I don't want to disappoint these people, or like I cannot do this because all my friends are working on their vision,
Yeah.
or like they're focusing on their spiritual growth, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to this and the other environment with my friends where it's like partying is the way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? Like, bro, these people will hit you with this line, bro. Like, but tomorrow is not promised, bro.
Yeah.
Let's turn up. You feel me? So you're like, man,
They're right.
damn. And the thing is, when somebody keeps preaching you about something again and again and again, in your mind, automatically as a human, it just registers. And it'd be like, this
It's
is
only a
the
matter of
okay
time.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Because if it's everybody doing this thing, why am I the only one doing different? You look
Yeah.
even weird, bro. Like, being different is sometimes in some environment, it looks weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everybody's planting avocados, bro, and you come over here trying to plant some oranges.
Yeah.
You know? Feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, like, this is what everybody's doing. And it made it okay for me to do that because this is what everybody around me is
was
doing.
doing.
Yeah.
And then, well, so you know how you said you were in church, was it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like church should, try to focus more on like teaching us, if you're in church, obviously, should try and focus more on teaching us more about also what's outside, like in the real world, because like, when we were in church, we were told like certain things like we shouldn't do, shouldn't engage in and whatnot. But then we go into the real world and that's all like we have, and
Yeah.
we're there more time, like we're spending there more time than we are like in church. Do you feel like that's something? Like, how can we, or how can church and the older generation help prepare us for stuff like that, so that when we're growing, we kind of have it, we kind of know what to expect. Like, well, we're going to have peer pressure. We're going to have people who are going to influence us because we are young. We're just
Yeah,
growing.
we're young,
We're going into it. So it's like,
Yeah.
unless I'm told, like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, this is cool. They're saying this is cool. Then I'm going to do that.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I feel like also like, and I support that because in church, we're told not to do this. And let me tell you one crazy thing. And I understand why our parents never had this convo with us. Like, I never sat down with my dad and my dad was like, oh, don't drink alcohol because of this and this and that. The only thing they tell you, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they live it right there. And I understand them because in their generation back in the days, they didn't have a lot of information.
Yeah.
So
And right now we're very curious.
Exactly.
Like, we want to know, like, oh, why is everybody drinking that? Like, let me find out.
Yeah, and you feel me? Like, back in the days, they will only do stuff that they see happening. But for us now in our generation, we have social media, bro. We see all these people, turning up and doing
Yeah.
all this type of stuff. So we're like, bro, if little baby's drinking Hennessy, but I want to see what's the
Yeah.
move with this Hennessy, and we just go with the flow of things. You feel me? So I feel like churches should be, and our parents should be open with us and like be open about some of these things,
Yeah.
and not only tell me don't do this, but tell me why you should not do this.
Yeah.
You feel me? And hit it
Yeah.
up with some reality stories. Stop telling us about, oh, Nani's kid did this
Yeah.
and this happened to them. Be like, this is me. This is what happened. And it's easier for me to relate with you if you're telling me about your story
Yeah.
to let me fight my own demons
Yeah.
than you telling me about somebody else's story, somebody that I don't know or I
Yeah.
don't have a relationship
Yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah.
And I feel like them being real with us about these things that we're struggling in,
Yeah.
and it'll be perfect. And the church failed big time is only because when I go to church and tell them that I'm struggling with alcohol addiction,
Yeah.
that's a demon, bro.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, let's pray for
Pastor,
him.
surround
Let's
this
pray for-
man.
Yeah,
The demon.
and we living
we
in
cancel. Yeah.
that's so crazy, dude. I love that point because like we're living in the real world. You can't just say everything is a demon. That's a spirit. That's like, okay, it's a spirit. Then what? You can't just pray stuff over me. Like,
Facts.
I understand that, but it's like you have to help me. I mean, are we doing counseling? Are we meeting a professional to like discuss that? And that's it. That's after that has already happened. But
Yeah.
before that, if you kind of just talk me through that as I'm growing, I don't feel like I'm gonna have to need prayers at some point
Yeah,
or a counselor
true.
because you helped me through that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's also easier for me to relate with you when you're talking to me about these addictions and these struggles. But I feel like the churches hasn't made the environment so safe for us to come and open up to this older generation. For me to come sit with you and be like, hey, Dad, like, I'm struggling with alcohol addiction. My dad will look at you and be like, where did you get it from? Because that doesn't run in our family.
God, that's crazy, man.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that makes me
man.
feel like, oh my God, there's some people I can't talk to my people
Yeah.
about my struggles because they're gonna look so confused of where I got it from.
Yeah.
And then also at some point I felt like some of my friends, because most of my friends, like closest friends, they're from church. So it's kind of like me coming to you and be like, hey, bro, Tony, like, let me talk to you, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'm struggling with alcohol addiction, and you look at me like, bro, just quit that joint.
Yeah.
You
Just
know?
stop. Just stop. Just
Just
stop.
stop.
Bro. Don't go out.
And that's can I make it like more personal?
Yeah.
And then that's why I feel like you did not know about like my alcohol addiction and like me drinking and me partying so crazy
Yeah.
because I didn't want to open it that to you because I didn't want you to judge me.
Yeah.
Because I know your type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
You just the person who's like, oh, there's no party, there's no this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on the vision and stuff like that. And that's how I wanted you to look at me. Like also, I'm focused. Like
without
you will come to
judging
me,
you
I will tell you what I want you to hear.
Yeah.
Like what you like to hear. Because I know you're like a vision oriented type of person.
Yeah.
So you come to me, I'll be like, Kev, hey, what's the plan, bro? What are you working on? I'll be like, oh my God, I was just going through my vision. You feel me, bro? I was looking at my vision,
and,
you know,
and
like
the night before you were just
my production company is coming up soon, but bro,
Yeah.
like I was turning up that weekend
Wow.
and surviving, and I get to a point where like I won't call you for like the entire weekend, and you're like, oh my God, what's happening to Kev?
Yeah.
You feel me? But like I'm deep in it, bro.
But you know what's so crazy? You've said something like you thought, you know, like by telling me like I wasn't gonna be able to relate with your story.
Yeah, facts.
But the fact that we're talking about addiction as the topic for today, like just because you were going, and I think that's a lot of us young people, we don't know. Like we think that when we see somebody's lifestyle, you know, we're like, man, they really got it all.
Yeah,
like
facts.
I love
You
that
got it
they're doing-
together, yeah.
Because I get that a lot. Like, wow, Tony's always traveling. Tony's always doing this and that. But it's like that doesn't exempt me from those things. You know, like you might have been addicted to alcohol, but I was in there, you know, with pornography, bro. Like we were in there deep. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's a topic that I'm talking about on my next episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go more in details and really hoping that it's gonna help people because we assume that you're dealing with alcohol, so and I'm not dealing with it, so that guy can't relate with me. But addiction is addiction. Like,
Addiction
it's
is
just
addiction. That's
different.
true. Yeah.
It's just different. Like we're just addicted to different things. You know.
Yeah.
And the same, like that, we all have the same consequences. Like, cause if I get into that so much,
Yeah.
it messes me up.
That's true.
You know, cause it's gonna like, you know, if you start doing some things, you start getting tired. You're not being productive and all that. So you're thinking I'm not gonna call him because I feel like
this man's gonna judge me.
tired. I'm drinking and whatever, and I'm tired on the other side.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not also, you know what I mean? Cause I'm beat, bro. I'm like,
that's
oh
true.
my God. Because it's a mind game thing. Yeah.
And that's true. I feel like also like with your closest people, like the people that you consider close to you, like also opening up is important. You feel me? Because for me, I would not know that you struggle with other type of addiction. You feel me? And it got me to a place where I was like, bro, like who do I call? Like, bro, I used to get so wasted on like a Wednesday. And I will call some of my friends, like someone, you know, like, and this is true. I know, I don't know about you, but everybody has a friend that I can call you when these things are going in my life. Like, let's say my business is going good.
Yeah.
You know, I will call you and be like, hey, Tony, bro, what's good? Like, my business is going good. My vision, God is doing amazing things. But when I'm talking about girls, like, I will call somebody else who I know is not going to be like, Kevo, don't focus on girls, bro.
Yeah.
Focus on other things. And when I was going through, alcoholism, like I'll be so drunk and wasted. Like I had people that I will call that they will not judge me. They'll just be on the phone and be like, "Hey, bro, how was it, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you look like you turned.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?" And I'll be
man.
like, and I
they're
feel like
feeding
that's a
that.
human thing. It's
Yeah.
like you wanna reach out to people who will like support and not feel like you're judged or like you're not understood. You know, feel me? And I feel like that was the thing. And man, I feel like just that season. I'm telling you, addiction is expensive.
Yeah, and
That joint is expensive. And
Financially,
it's only taking out your
yeah,
finance.
yeah.
You know how much a bottle costs?
yeah.
A bottle of Henny is like $45, $35. You feel me? And you
I
take
think this is why you were always broke, bro.
Jack Daniels like 25. You know what I'm saying? and I'm over here praying about. When somebody asks me, what should I pray about? I'm like, financial freedom, like financial breakthrough. You feel
Right.
me? But you remember how I used to like call you and be like, bro, like you never had a job.
Yeah.
And I had a job
Yeah.
that I'm making money.
Yeah.
But I will always
I had a
call
job,
you.
you just didn't
I
know
always
what
call
I
you
was
to
doing.
be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy because
Yeah.
I didn't even know what your job was.
Yeah.
So like down the line, but I will always call you and ask you for money and be
Yeah.
like, hey bro, can I get this and I'll give you back in this date.
Yeah.
It's not like I never used to have money. It's because the addiction, like it was taking so much from me. You feel me? And
Yeah.
with addiction is like we make it okay and we continue to feed it. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
It's kind of like a baby, bro, or like a tree. You have to keep watering it. You have to keep taking care of it. And you feel me?
Yeah.
And that's, bro, it's tough. Like it's tough. Like it got me in the worst place to a point that, you know me, I'm not the type of person to talk about my emotions with people.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person to come like openly and be like, hey man, like I'm going through this, I'm going through that. So like alcohol gave me like a escape.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like, oh my God, the first time I drink this, after I'm going through this, it's kind of like I forget about what I'm going through. You feel me? And I'm like, if I can drink Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that means this is 4 days that I don't get to think about my problems.
And you know what
or
I
like
think
my issues.
Is a dangerous thing, and you just said that you would call people who would kind of just support what you're doing.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that.
oh yeah, Prescott,
bro,
man.
you good.
Bro, I seen Snap was lit, bro. Like you were out there doing
Facts.
it. You know what I mean?
Holding
and
a Jack Daniel bottle to be like, bro, that's
bro,
how?
That's fire.
Yeah.
And I think that's so dangerous because like you will never really like, unless you hang out with people who challenge you or
Facts.
people who kind of like want the best for you, then you will always be stuck in that lifestyle, you know? And I think that goes for anyone who's addicted to something right now. Like you should try as much as possible not to put yourself in situations where that thing can happen. Like for example, if you're addicted to like lust, like don't go out like past like at midnight, like meeting up with like girls or something.
That's
like
true.
that.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
something is bound to happen. Like you should try and put yourself in situations where you know, it's so hard for you for something to happen. For example, in that situation that I for that example that I just gave, like go out with your friend, like invite another friend, you know, meet up in like public spaces or stuff like that, so you can avoid being in the same situation and then having that cycle go on for so long.
It just keep repeating itself again and again and again. And I feel like that's the point that I got. And I was like, even my sergeants, like my sergeants, my team leader, he was like, man, like every time you come in the morning, bro, you're always tired on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's not like a Friday or a Saturday, like a Monday. A Monday's understandable because, you know, maybe your weekend was so strong that, you know, feel me? But like on a Wednesday, I would go to formation at 6 a.m. for PT and I would just be over it. Like, my eyes red, hangover, bro. Like I'm just there. And my team leader was like, bro, you need to find some help, like some real help. And
while this whole thing was going on, like your family had no idea.
No idea, bro. How you gonna call your parents and tell them like I'm struggling with alcohol addiction?
Yeah. Like
how you gonna tell them like I'm drinking, like I'm partying too much and I'm doing all this?
Yeah.
You feel me? And bro, my team leader, like big up to him because he took the initiative to just sit down with me and talk to me. And I felt like it was so okay because I'm like, I don't know this guy. Like in a few years, I'm going to get out the army. Yeah. And I'm going to forget. And you don't know anything about my parents. And it's not like we're in high school, they're going to call my parents to inform about that. I'm an adult right now. I'm 21. I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah. And so he helped me. He sat down with me and talked to me about these things and told me his personal story about how he struggled with it until it ended up getting divorced with the wife and like he was being abusive in the family and stuff like that. And I feel like I got to relate more with him than I would do with other people because he wasn't coming from a point of judging me, but he was coming from a point to just like tell me like, this is my story. This is what I went through. You feel me? Yeah. And the fact that I knew him a little bit, it was like, damn, it's not like he's telling me a story about somebody out there. He's telling me about his own story and how it destroyed his entire family. And he was sitting down telling me, like, you're a smart young person. You're amazing. Like, the things that you do here, like, I can just see you got so much to offer to this world. Like, do you want to destroy your entire life just because of 3-4 bottles? And I think that was, like, kind of like a turning point. And I was like, man, I don't think I want to still live in this lifestyle. Yeah. But still, it's kind of like with addiction, it's not like I'll wake up tomorrow and because you just gave me a 30-minute speech, like I'll just come out and be like,
oh, I'm better. Thank you, bro. Dude.
Like I'm done, bro.
Done with that lifestyle.
Take the bottle. You know that vibe that when you're addicted to something, when you get some advice and somebody talks to you and you're so convinced like, oh my God, I'm done with this. Yeah. And then you take the bottles and then you like dump the alcohol, you throw them away and you're like, oh my God, I'm good. Yeah. But now it's not like that. Because now you sit and then after 3-4 days, you're just like, bro, like I'm lacking something. Yeah. There's something that is missing right now. Yeah. You feel me? And then when the waves of life hit you, you're sitting there like, what's the only thing that I know how to do? Yeah. You feel me? And it's this bottle that's going to take away the stress and the things that I'm feeling right now. Yeah. And I'm just getting myself back there. And then, I started going to the clubs to take videos. Yeah. And I'm setting myself in an environment that is okay to do what I'm trying to fight. So it's kind of like you're trying to fight this, but you're putting yourself in that exact situation that you're trying to get yourself out of. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are struggling with. It's kind of like, oh my God, I still want to hang out with these friends. Yeah. But this is the reason why I got myself here. Yeah. Like how am I gonna take myself out? I'm like, oh my God, I don't wanna party no more.
And change is hard, man.
But who you still hanging out with? Yeah. Who you still vibing with? It's still the same people who do the things that you're trying to take yourself out of. You feel me? And a lot of people don't want to see change. Like, it's uncomfortable.
And you said you talked about your sergeant. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like having him or her. I'm sure it's a him, but
It's a him, yeah.
yeah, having him be there for you and consistent helped you out. Like, and the fact that he was also somebody that you can relate with, because I feel like nowadays we have the older guys trying to talk to us, but they're not consistent, bro. Like we have, even in church, like we'll do they'll bring goat for us. When I was younger, I used to love stuff like that because it's like, bro, we were enjoying a goat, and hanging out. Like, and I didn't even know what was going on. Mm-hmm. But what they do is they do that stuff like once a year, or twice a year, but then it's done. Once a year most of the time. And then they come and talk to us about so many things, and it's like, bro, I don't relate with you, like, because I'm like, I'm dealing with bullying at school. I'm dealing with these things. I'm dealing with this, and then you're just telling me like life is okay. Believe in Jesus. Like, like, bro, I need a
or you're sitting there for hours, and what we're talking about, like me, I'm struggling with alcohol addiction. Yeah, and I'm Dini, and then
you're talking about girls
in Swahili. They was there. They bring a bottle. They're drinking with the goat on the side. Yeah, and we're over here talking about marriage when I'm over here struggling with addiction from pornography or like alcohol addiction and stuff like that. But at the same time, JD Bodo is on the side. After the kids leave, there was gonna be left there to enjoy that. So it's kind of like, I'm like, oh my God, it's okay. Like, this was they're talking to us about these other things. It's like they're still struggling with this. I think they just make it to talk about some basic things.
Back to the question though. So do you feel like having somebody consistent, somebody that wants to see you win, somebody that's walking with you, somebody that you can relate with, helped you kind of overcome, or if you haven't, I mean, I don't know if you overcame that addiction. Like, do you think that helped you? Having somebody like that that's consistent, get over what you were going through.
Yeah, I think it helped. It helped big time. Mm-hmm. It helped big time because they're the best thing that he did and helped me. I know my boy is gonna be okay for me to mention his name. My boy George. I think the biggest thing that he helped us with is random checkup. Mm-hmm. I think it used to be so annoying that we even had to share our location with him. Because he was so intentional and like wanting us to change. Yeah. Because also we were about to pick up to become sergeants, right? And he was like, I want to equip you guys as leaders because you're going to be the same people helping other soldiers like you struggling with the same type of thing. So he had us share our locations with them on our phones. And also he had to do random checkups. So this man would just pull up in my room at like some random time. Yeah, you know, all the NCOs are like sergeants, staff sergeants, or whatever. They're supposed to check in with their soldiers like every other day. Yeah, like once in like random. It's called random checkup. Yeah, so it's kind of like a random sergeant just walks in, knocks your room to see what you're doing because they don't want people to do drugs and stuff like that. So he used to do that, like random checkup. Like he'll just pull up on us. Like we'd just be at a party and this man the man call us from outside and we're like, bro, what you doing here? Yeah. He was like, bro, if you want to change, you got to be intentional about it. Not a lot of people are not intentional about these things. And I feel like him doing it again and again and again, I got to a place where we got tired. It was like, bro, for me, at some point, I felt like this man was bothering us so much. Yeah. But at the same time, this man was so intentional. And I feel like that's what helped us big time about somebody who's like, you know, when you look at somebody really wanting you to change, but you personally don't want change for yourself, at some point, he was just doing it so that he can get off our backs. Yeah. But also like the continuous of him just doing that thing again.
And that's something that we as young people need to know is like somebody's trying to help us. They want the best for us, and we need to be able to appreciate what they're doing for us and be able to accept like their guidance and that they want the best for us.
Yeah, and that's true. But I feel like the biggest thing starts from acceptance. Like I'm accepting that this is a problem and this is something that I'm struggling with, and being willing and being open to getting help. Because if you don't accept that it's a problem, you're not going to be open to getting help. Because a lot of us are like, oh my God, I'm just drinking on a Friday. Like, I'm just drinking on a Saturday. Yeah. It's not a problem. It's not like I'm addicted. I don't do it Monday to Friday. But consistently doing something again and again, that's an addiction, bro. Yeah. Like, the fact that you cannot go a weekend without drinking, that's already an addiction. And for me, I had to get to a place where, like, I accepted that this is a problem.
Yeah, that I'm and I think sometimes we downplay, like, it's only a little. Like, I'm only just doing like 2 weekends out of a month, you know. Facts. But that's addiction, man. Like, we just make excuses for it. You make an excuse for it. Oh, I only do it once a month. It's not a big deal.
It's kind of like you're making it okay. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, it's just once in a month. That's not addiction. Yeah. Addiction is when you do things every day. Yeah. But it's consistently doing it
like every month.
Every month you're doing that. Every single time, and we make excuses, okay? Yeah. And we get comfortable, and you be like, "Oh my God, I'm not addicted." But like for me, I got to a place in where like I accepted it, and I was like, "This is a struggle." And if I don't fight that now, and I feel like the things that has been really helping me big time, I've been looking at it in this way: is like if I open this door of addiction, it's not only me that I'm gonna struggle and suffer with, but the generation after me gonna get to go through the same struggles that I go through, and that would be selfish of me to like allow 6-7 generations of my generation to struggle with things that I will easily had close it. If you know, if it's something that I got from my parents and family, I'd be like, oh my gosh, the environment that I was in, and there's a struggle to do that, but this is something that I got myself into. You feel me? And I'm not gonna be selfish to allow like 7 generations after me or 10 generations after me to struggle with something that I will have just, you know, closed the door and like accepted to get help. You know?
Oh man.
And to add on that is a lot of people feel like they're not understood. And I'll say that. And because for me, to accept help, I was like, I feel like a lot of people that are around me, they will not understand why I do what I do. And if I come and tell them like, oh my God, I'm struggling with this, I feel like a lot of people will not understand me. That was like another biggest thing that I will not openly open up to my friends or like my other friends, because I'll be like, oh my God, they will not really understand. Because what this mind is telling me is like, focus on your vision, bro. It's only a year till we get the breakthrough. But deep down it's like, I'm not doing nothing, bro. And I'm like, I don't want to tell them that, oh my God, I have this struggle, this is something that I need to fight with before I get to myself where I want to be.
You know what I love that we're having this convo, man? Because I feel like some of us think about these things, but we're scared to share that stuff with like our friends, because I'm like, if this guy's gonna judge me, he's probably gonna stop hanging out with me, because he's gonna be like, oh, he's always talking about I need to lock in, let's just stay consistent. So if I start telling him about my problems and my addictions, he's gonna be like, oh, that's not the type of guy that I want around me, you know. But true. I feel like that honesty and that vulnerability, you know, like being vulnerable is what makes us like close, because I'm like, bro, this guy is sharing his things with me. And I'm sure. So it's like it bonds us in a different way. And sometimes we get so scared by sharing that, thinking it's going to affect our relationship. But I think it only builds the relationship, because I'm like, oh, this guy has this thing. So I can also be an accountability partner. That's true. And that's what really helps a lot of us. Like I'll talk about my story with my addiction in the next episode. But having an accountability partner is what helped me be better at that. And sometimes I think we have to speak up and share with people. Like you find somebody, it doesn't have to be your family member. Like you were talking with your surgeon. Find somebody else, can be online. Like mine was through Discord, people. Man. I don't even know who the guy was. I've never met the guy that we went through that. But like you have to be willing to kind of go out and research or find somebody that you think can help you overcome that thing. Because if you don't do that, man, you're always going to be in the same cycle. It's going to affect you. And like you said, it's going to affect your generation and the generation after that. So I believe that having an accountability partner is a very big part in healing and you're just getting over your addiction.
That's very true. And I totally support that. But also the point that you said about like having to open up. I feel like personally, the difference between being here in America and seeing kids here in America compared to where we came from, kind of like we were not, when we were growing up, opening up about things that we're going through, it wasn't like a big deal. It's kind of like coming home tell you that like I'm stressed out. Like, but what you stressed out from? You feel me? You still leaving the house. You know, we provide food, we provide everything. So it's kind of like growing in like a place that you're not, it's not okay to like open up, or like something that we're not used to like opening up and speaking about what we're struggling with and doing that stuff. I feel like it's also what's affecting us now. Because if you look, kids who were born here, they have that relationship to be like, okay, to be like, oh, dad, I struggle with pornography, and they'll sit them down and talk to them about that. But in us, it's, you know, especially in some of us, culture, in our culture, it's like, man, you need to be hard, bro. You need to figure things out. Hey, my friend, why are you struggling? You know what I'm saying?
In the house. They lay hands on you, and it makes it feel like you're like, what the? There's something wrong with me? And you didn't choose for that, man.
You see them look like you're the problem now. You know, it's like, oh my God, I feel like it's not the alcohol, bro. I feel like it's me that is the problem. And I feel like that's what's affecting like also like most of us, because we're like, oh my God, like I cannot just be talking to people. And also the pressure from the community, the pressure that you feel like the community has on you. It's kind of like me. Like I was a church boy. I was the guy during Bible study. Like I'll preach on some Fridays, and like I would talk to young people, and young people would love me. Their parents would be like, "Oh my God, Kevin, you're so amazing. I love this man. This man is so focused." But like deep down, I'm like, bro.
Like
I want my son to be like you, but like, bro, you don't want your son to be like me.
The things that it comes with, man.
And so that one makes me so cautious to be like, oh my God, like I can't go talk to this person or this person, because if he tells this person and this person and this person will know and this person will know and this person will know,
Yeah.
and now they'll see me differently. And that's the other thing that was a pressure on me, that I was like, oh my God, I don't want to talk to anybody that's like I know, like people from Seattle, like people from back home about my stuff, because I don't want other people to know, and then they're going to see me different. So it's kind of like I'm carrying the burden of like, oh my God, I don't want people to see me differently. So like I want to keep this image of like how people know me and how people see me.
Yeah.
And let me just struggle with this. Let me just try to work this thing out. You feel me? And that just, I feel like is more pressure on you, and it just keeps pushing you down. And I was like, I got to a point where I was like, man, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Caring what people think.
Dude, I'm telling you, like even doing this podcast, like I was so scared, because I'm like, I know I'm gonna be sharing real life experiences and things that I've dealt with that people don't know, and they're gonna be like, Tony was doing that.
Yeah.
How? You know what I mean? And it's like, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be so bad. But then at the end of the day, I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, I want to be able to help people. I don't care what people think. And I'm saying, even your story, bro, you're sharing, you know, you're a famous guy. We know you as a celebrity.
My mom gonna be watching this.
Yeah,
like,
and like, well, we didn't know he was dealing with that.
Yeah.
But we need to have this convo, man. We need to have this, like, there needs to be an awareness.
Yeah,
that like it doesn't matter how big you are, what you're doing, whatever. Like we all have different struggles, and we need to be okay with it. And I feel like for anyone who's struggling and is like that, like us in a community, and people know them, they don't need to share with people in their community, which is what I did. I shared with some guy on Discord. I've never met the dude. And I kind of went through that. But you got to find a way that you can just get help with that. Because at the end of the day, wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? An addiction that's not helping you is not good for you, bro.
That's facts. For me, I say, like, man, it's okay not to be okay. And, man, I'm telling you, everybody, like, one thing I want people to understand is, like, everybody is fighting their own demons. And everybody is struggling with the different things.
Like, we're not perfect. Like,
nobody's perfect. And I feel like,
how,
and they had these things, like, on my social media. Like, remember when I was telling you, like, people hit me up and be like, hey, Kev, I want to be like you. Yeah. And also you, when you're talking to me about like, Kev, do you want to come share your story on the podcast and like talk about your addictions and your struggles with it?
Yeah.
Are you going to be okay with it? And it's something that I had to sit down and really think deeply about it. And I was like, do I want to sit there and talk about my story? Because like right now it's kind of like I'm exposing myself.
Yeah.
And everybody going to be like, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, and I was talking about it the other day. It was like, it's easier for a young person who looks up to me to see like, oh my God, Kevin is not perfect. Yeah. Kevin is not perfect. And I thought this man was perfect. He got everything together. Like, he still have things that I'm struggling. So it's kind of like mine is not weird. Like, I'm not weird to be struggling with this thing. Right. And, you know, it's okay. Like, I see Kev that I watch every day, and I have a relationship with him through social media. It's like, oh, my God, this man he had this, and this is how we went through it, and this is the way it's out. Because most of the time with our generation, what we do is we post our results. Yeah, like but we don't tell people about the process. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. And every person's process is different. Like for me, the reason why I even came out here to tell about my story and to share, I want that person out there who's struggling with any type of addiction to just sit and be like, my God, I'm not weird. This is normal. Like this is a season that I'm going through. Yeah, you feel just me? Being authentic. You know, exactly. Sharing who you are rather than like trying to fake a fake lifestyle. Exactly. And the people who are looking up to you and like, but the guy makes no mistake, and they're probably making mistakes, so they feel like they're not perfect. They'll never be like where you are, and they feel like they can't talk to they can talk to me because they're like, oh my God, this man got everything figured out. Like this man is doing big things and posting about money, posting about I'm catching a flight, I'm going here, I'm going there. But like, I want you to know, like, I'm not perfect. Yeah. Like, I'm struggling. There's some other addiction that apart from alcohol that I have that I'm still struggling with, but it's okay. This is this is the journey, and this is the beautiful thing about the journey. Like, it's something that you just have to commit to and just like go through it. Like, there's some things you can't go around it. Yeah, you just gotta have to go through it and like accept that. Like, the biggest thing I'll tell you guys is like accept that this is a problem that I have. Yeah, like. I don't know how many times I'm gonna emphasize on this. No, I feel like you have, so I feel like it's very deep. Like, bro, like, accepting that this is a problem that I'm going through. Like, you just sitting down and be like, oh my God, like masturbation, pornography, like alcohol addiction, like partying, and this other things is like, I accept that this is something that I'm struggling with. Yeah, you know, like once you accept, now it gets you to a point like you'll be open to getting help. Yeah, because if you don't accept it's a problem, then there's no way that I'm going to come to you and convince you that, okay, Tony, you're partying every day. Yeah. That's addiction. Because you'll be like, nah, bro, it's not an addiction, bro. I was just chilling home. I didn't have anything to do. Yeah. And my homie texted me, WID, what are you doing? Yeah. You feel me? What's the move? And I just came out. Yeah. You feel me? And I feel like, yeah, man, it's the pressure. But the first thing I'll tell you, man, the biggest thing is accepting.
Yeah.
You just gotta accept it that this is a struggle, and I'm open to getting
Yeah.
help, and I'm open to reaching out. And you gotta also have like a safe space, a place where you can just come and vent. Like just find out one person
Yeah.
that you can just come to vent. You know, like you know when I call you and be like, man, Tony, man, you just know it's my
Yeah,
time,
it's
like
bro,
to
I
vent.
just need
And
to
just-
listen.
and
I
yeah,
need
you
to
know what I'm saying?
listen.
I feel like, you know, the worst thing about this, the people now,
Yeah.
every time I come to you, like somebody comes to you, is like, oh my God, I'm going through this and this.
And then
You're
I'm
just,
like, yeah, bro, I
you're
got-
just
I got
ready
tape,
for
man.
advice.
I got that. Yeah.
You're just ready for advice, but
Yeah.
not everybody needs advice, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people just need somebody to listen.
Yeah,
You
or
feel me?
or sometimes they just want to say what they're like. You're telling me about your problems, but I'm already telling you about mine.
About your problem. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're coming, yeah, man. I'm addicted to this thing. I'm like, bro, I'm struggling with. I'm like, how are we gonna help each other?
Yeah,
Like,
we
I need
can't
to be
help-
able to take my time, listen to you, and kind of help you out. And then maybe on another time, I can share what I was going through it as well.
That's true, and that's the biggest thing. Like, you gotta have to listen. Like the way Major said, is there's a reason why you have 2 years and only 1 month.
Yeah.
You need to listen more, take in more than you just have to say out.
Yeah.
So like that's what like I'm learning right now. Is kind of like being able to listen, not like just listen, but actively listening to somebody
Yeah.
when they're going through stuff. And it's just like sometimes they just need somebody to just vent to, and then after that they're like good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest thing. Also.
We should have that. I think we should have that in a family setting. Like we should have a safe space with family. Like I can be able to talk to you about what I'm going through because I look at it. I'm like, where else am I supposed to go if I can't talk about it in my house without them saying there's a demon in me or
Facts.
that's a my shaitani. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we should have that in our families because at the end of the day, that's just gonna be a generation that's gonna fail, and then we're gonna create another generation that's also gonna go through that if we don't have a safe space for us to talk about what we're going through and to kind of get help.
Yeah, cause you know you go out there and they ask you, be like, oh Tony, man, my bro, I'm just stressing, bro. Like I don't know what's happening, but they just be like, hey man, come let me show you something, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
like,
just go.
I got the right things.
Let's
for
just
you,
go
man.
take some couple
Yeah,
shots.
dude, hold up. Let's just stop there because if in your family setting you're not getting that, they're not listening to you. They're saying it's a demon in you. You're gonna
Somebody's
try to
giving you
find
attention.
something or someone else that's gonna be able to help you, and that's most of the time usually a bad thing because they'll be like, "Have you heard of marijuana?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Who? Marijuana, man? Come, you need." Next thing I'm
Puff,
in there,
puff,
bro.
pass.
Yeah,
Puff,
like,
puff,
and then I start going crazy, bro, because and then by that time they'll be like, it's the same demon. It's manifested in a different way. But I'm like, bro, I try to talk to you and you didn't want to help me.
You didn't want to listen.
So it's like, and then
Yeah.
by that time, you can start having like mental problems, and then you want to pay for me to get help, but when you could have avoided that, you didn't do that.
Facts. And they usually, I feel like also the community usually wait till like something happens. Like I kid, there was a young Kenyan or a young Black American who died from alcoholism or like drugs addiction and stuff like that. And then the community is gonna come and hold a 3-day conference with young people and talk to us about alcohol, and then mix it with marriage. Just go through alcohol on top and be like, oh my God, don't drink, don't smoke weed. And then after that, they're gonna talk to us about marriage, and then boom, it's gone again for another 2 years.
Yeah,
and then another
something else
person died
happens.
again. And then they're gonna come us together and bring boozy, and then we're gonna talk about some other things, and then
why alcohol
it's
is bad.
it's gonna disappear again, and then another person is gonna happen. I think we need an action.
Yeah, and we need consistency, man.
Consistency,
like,
that's
whatever
true.
it is that our community can do, whether it's like once a month, boys to men. I saw that you guys are doing something like that.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
Like having stuff like that and being consistent, because we need consistency.
Consistency,
man.
yeah.
Without that, like we're just gonna be another failed generation. And here we're investing in our generation. Bro. That's what we're doing.
And I love the fact that you have this going on. You feel me? And I feel like this podcast is big simply because it's like somebody can come here.
Yeah.
And I'm not here from a motivational angle.
Yeah.
To be like a motivational speaker to tell you not to do this. And I'm not coming here from a spiritual perspective to be like in the book of whatever says this and this and that. Like I'm coming here through my own experiences.
Real life stories.
And through my story that this is what I went through and this how I got where I am right now. And let me tell you guys, if you're watching this, it's not like we're not here to tell you that this is what I went through and this is the solution.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that this is what I was struggling with and I'm still in my own journey, right?
Yeah.
I'm not in my destination yet of like to be like, oh, I'm fully stable and like I'm not struggling with this, but like I'm still in the journey to get to where I want to be. So, and automatically I'm not here to come tell you guys, oh my God, like my addiction, bro. Oh,
Yeah.
man, that thing is gone.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm still in the journey.
Right, you're in a better space.
I'm
You're
in a better space.
and
And
you're
that's
also
what-
sharing experiences that helped you get in a better space. And if it works for other people, then we're on good. You did the job, man. Like you're doing,
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I want you to watch it and be like, man, oh my God, bro. Like this bottle,
yeah,
boom.
I'm
But
done,
it's okay. This
Yeah.
thing is a journey.
Yeah.
And it's a journey that you have to fully commit to.
commit to. Yeah,
I'm gonna be
commitment, man,
fully
and
commit
consistency.
and be consistent.
Yeah,
As I was watching the earlier, watching a little before this, it was saying that through commitment, you get to start something. Without commitment, you can't start anything.
yeah,
But without consistency, you can't be able to finish.
right.
So you have to commit to something to be like, I'm taking this journey of recovery
Yeah.
and for me to be whole again, but I'm gonna be consistently doing what I need to do to be able to win this battle.
Yeah,
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm committing to this journey and I'm just going to be consistent. What I did today not to take a bottle is what I'm going to do tomorrow and even better.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm going to do the same things I did the other days
Yeah.
to stay sober and much more. And also get new ideas
Yeah.
and new information and just go out there and like how other people did it.
Yeah.
And see what works for you and just keep
and we
doing
should
your
be
thing.
okay with taking little steps. Like we shouldn't
Facts,
just
yeah.
because we live in a generation where I want to be healed or I want to be better today.
So today, yeah.
You know, you need
Microwave
to know,
generation.
Yeah, take small steps. Take a step at a time. Know that if I just need to do better than I did yesterday.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the day before, I just need to do better than I did yesterday. And within a year, you'll be able to do that. But don't try to do a year's worth of work in like a week.
in
bro.
a week,
It's
yeah.
not gonna happen. That's why you're gonna keep ending back in the same things, man.
And it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
It's okay to fail. I'm not going to lie to you.
As long as you don't stay there.
Yeah, so long as you don't stay there, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like I did this for a week, but today I don't know what happened. I just dropped and I
Yeah.
did it again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay to fail, but don't allow that failure to define you. It's just like a season. Just accept it and be like, oh my God, I failed. I get back up. We keep moving.
Yeah.
The secret is as long as you're making steps forward,
You're doing good.
you're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great. And they always say, if you can do better, good is not good enough. If you can just see like, oh my God, I can do better.
Good is not good enough.
Good is not
You
good
can do
enough.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep going after it.
Yeah, man.
It's just an addiction. It's something that you started. It's something that you started. It was something that started. It was just happening to you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a cure to it.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot. It's just gonna take a lot of work.
Yeah,
Then
and you need to
the
be
way
ready
you
for that,
the
man.
energy that you used to start it,
Yeah.
it's not the same as the one
It's
you will need.
it's gonna
to
take more
the
energy for you
yeah.
to stop it than it did
Yeah,
when you
man.
started it.
And also, like the biggest thing about addiction, I'll tell you, setting yourself in an environment that support your healing on anything that you want to is
Yeah.
important, and also surrounding yourself with people that speaks life to you
Yeah.
is big. Like people just come randomly to you and be like, "Oh my God!" Like random text, like, "Bro, like I appreciate on what you're doing, bro. Like I see you doing great."
Yeah.
Like some things like this, people think like, "Oh my God, this is what the hell is this?"
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
like it's big to some people. Like
Yeah.
you just hitting me up randomly and be like, "Hey, bro, like you're doing so great."
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna reply to you and be like, "Oh my God, man, I appreciate you, bro. Like I
Yeah.
needed this." But like I'll just be like,
You know,
"Yeah,
thank you or something.
thank
like
you."
that. Yeah.
But like deep down, I'm like, "Oh my God, like
Like,
somebody's
they see
really
me.
seeing what I'm doing."
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, bro, like check up on your people.
yeah.
That's also big. Check up on your people. Random checkups are big.
Yeah.
We don't know what people are going through. This was
like
cool.
it might be like somebody had a bottle, right?
Yeah.
They're about to take it, and then you send that text,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Bro, you're doing so well." And then they're like, "Oh man, I don't want to disappoint." That
Yeah,
guy. So then I'm not gonna
there's
take
like
it.
a guilty thing
Yeah,
that
you're
you're
like, I'm not gonna take it. And you throw it away, and that
Yeah.
gives you another week or
Another
something
week
like
to-
that. And then by the time they check, like you're growing. And
Yeah,
you're getting better in that
facts.
thing that you were struggling with.
Yeah, man. That's the way. That's the way to go. Honestly,
Yeah.
bro. You know, is support people, and the biggest thing that I tell people is like being in an environment. Like your environment is big.
Yeah,
Your environment is big. Like set yourself in an environment that supports your growth.
yeah,
Be with people that speak life to you, people that support you, and people who wants the best for you. People who will talk to you about not things that you want to hear, but like things that will help you
Yeah.
personally become better.
Right.
Like you hit me up random and be like, "Bro, like I know we be talking about this thing too much. Like
Yeah.
staying on our phone for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like we talk about what we want to do. Oh
Yeah.
my God, we want to get 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we want to start a podcast. Oh my God, we want to start traveling. We want to start do this. But you got to a point and you was like, "Nah, bro,
yeah,
we need to lock in.
yeah. Let's do it, man.
We
Like
can
let's
still
not
talk about these
it. Let's
things
not
and stay talk
it.
about
Let's
this,
be
but
active.
like yeah, and that's the type of people you need.
yeah,
People who we can have fun,
yeah,
right? But at the same time, we're focused.
yeah,
You're having people who have fun, but have their priority unlocked.
Yeah.
That's the type of friendship.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish with
Yeah.
this. I think if you think about it, we have 365 days in a year. We have 12 months. If you don't try and change, like within that time is still gonna pass. You know what I mean? If I'm in January and I'm like, oh, I'm struggling with this thing, and I'm not gonna do anything about it, that time is still gonna pass.
It's still gonna go.
The year is still gonna go.
Facts.
But you will still be in the same place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what makes a difference. Like you want to try and do something different so you can get different results.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So man, we're gonna finish with that.
My God.
Prince Kev, thank you so much for having you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, bro.
I love you here.
I feel like you said so much that people can get can pick up from. I appreciate the acceptance. That's what I got. People need to accept that first
accept that,
before they can change. And if you don't accept it, and even if you fail, you should come back
Just
up
get back
again
up.
and then try it again.
And make a step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any last words? Keep it short and sweet.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'll say that I'll finish with this little quote that I got from The Flash. It says, I changed it a little bit to make it mine, but it says, every time you choose to compromise, a chunk of your character gets taken away. Every time you choose to compromise with little things, just know a chunk of your character is getting taken away. And I'll finish lastly by saying, man, is okay, and you guys are doing so great. The fact that you're accepting what's happening and you're accepting to get change, you're doing great. And continue moving forward. Keep your eyes to the prize. Keep your eyes on the destination. But also the biggest thing is focus on now, on what you're doing now and what you're fighting now and what you want to make it better now. And your destination is all going to be tight and locked in.
Appreciate you, man.
I love you here, man. Thank you for having me, and I hope I'm going to be here again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching Everything Young and More podcast. We hope that you have enjoyed this convo. We are just trying to create awareness, man. That's the first step. Awareness, and then we can actually change. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, if you think you got some parts of it that, really touched you, please feel free to share with anyone young, anyone that's my age, anyone that's coming up, or even the older people, to see how they can really help our generation. Because on this podcast, we're all about investing in our generation. Thank you so much. Peace.